We're at the MASCO Sweepers booth here at the National Pavement Expo 2018, and here are some of the insides of the sweeper that David is going to show you here in a minute. And I love your hashtag. David Dyck is the general manager for MASCO Sweepers. They're located home base in California, and this sweeper happened to make it out to Cleveland. So tell us about this, David.
It did make it. We were very glad to see that. We put a lot of work into it. This is the reintroduction of our Model 5000, which is very similar mechanically to our 1600. It's just a bigger format. So obviously you're stepping up to a 5-yard hopper and a 30-inch fan, a 30 by 8-inch fan, and that calls for a little larger engine too. And this is a 2.5 liter Ford MSG engine, and it's fairly new, and so far I've been really happy with it. It's all aluminum, modern engine, has a lot of the modern O-rings and stuff that they use on these engines. It's a really nice engine to work with. So the basics of this machine are, like I said, the same as our 1600, just a little bit bigger. So we have 2 gutter brooms on this sweeper, passenger side and driver side. Basically the same setup as we use on everything. This is an 18 rather than a 16-inch broom, so a little bit bigger. Some of the innovation we have on this unit is it looks like we're going to be changing over to all hydraulically lifted and lowered brooms, looking for a little durability there. This particular truck has 100 gallons of water and a water pump with 5 sprayers, but with that much water, you have a lot of options there, whether you need a little more or a little less. And this is the 2.5 liter Ford that I mentioned, and the hydraulic system up here in the front. Everything's pretty accessible. Got an auxiliary battery here to keep the starting of the auxiliary engine separate from the front. This is the 10-inch wide housing. So this is 30 by 8-inch fan. And this is the 5-yard hopper. All the stainless steel out here is 304 stainless with the number 4 brush finish on it. We got some of our new logoing on this sweeper here too. That's all brand new. The MASCO Sweeper is pretty well known for its rear head. This sweeping head here is the same concept as our proven 1600 sweeping head. It has the flip-up design in the front with the 8-inch flap in the front and 6-inch rubber in the back. This is exactly the same head as our other one, but it's just wider this way with a longer shoe, and it's made out of heavier material, so it's a much heavier head to handle the extra power of the Ford 2.5. It's a 70 horsepower engine, so we definitely are putting out a lot of air.
And there's let's talk about the rear head. Why rear head? You're a manufacturer that has found that to be a better option.
It's definitely unique to our equipment. Some of the things that we like best about the rear head design is this easy access to the back here. Let's say if I want to work on this tube, or I need to repair a flap or remove the head for repairs, it's a little easier on the back here. And we built center heads for a long time. We repair every kind of sweeper, so one of the things that we base our designs around are what we like to work on and what works well for us, because we do quite a bit of repairs as well. It's a pretty simple system. You only have one lifting cylinder here, and the rest operates like on this bell crank here that lifts it up. So you just have to move this one cylinder. It's a basic up and down. So it's very simple. I like that. We run an air box here to bleed, like a leaf bleed, or to bleed off a little bit of, I don't know if this is pretty tightened up now, but you can open this up, and yeah, everything's stainless steel. We've been building all of this stuff a little bit heavier now because this is kind of a wear spot, but this has been redesigned a little bit. That's kind of new for this year. And then this head on the 5000 model, the head is much wider, so that's its main difference. Otherwise, it's exactly the same as the other, as our sweeping heads. Our sweeping heads are a little unique where they run an open chamber. The flap comes together like this, but it's open to the 10-inch suction tube, and we're the only ones that do that. And that makes this sweeper head very fast. It's very good at picking up leaves and litter, and that's a majority of what we would see in parking lot sweeping.
And you get, I've heard a number of people talk about getting fewer flats with the rear head.
Yes.
Is that something that you're talking about?
I was explaining to somebody earlier today what I like when I watch this particular sweeper move is that as the broom's operating, it's cleaning a nice clean path for the tire, which you can see right here. And so generally what happens with nails is, they're very difficult to pick up. So they come over to this side of the head and then they roll out from underneath the 10-inch suction tube right here. If they don't get picked up, they roll out. If you're a center head up here, then your nail's gonna roll out right in front of your tire. Right in front of your tires, where you can see right here, that's not gonna happen. And you see this nice clean space right here from the side broom, for the tires to be running over all the time.
Yeah. Good.
A couple of things that we've upgraded in the last couple of years came from a few trips out to Ohio and see how things last a little differently in the salty environment. And we stepped up some of our hinging here is all stainless steel now. The doors, maybe some people might have seen some sweepers in the past that didn't have the stainless steel doors, but this does have that now, top and bottom. And so, this is fairly new, to have that. This particular sweeper here is a little heavier gauge than the 1600. This is 16 gauge, whereas we're 18 gauge on the 1600. So it's it's all a little heavier, all a little bit bigger. But all these concepts are all the the proven concepts we've had in a MASCO sweeper over the last 40 years is the best stuff that we've been able to come up with. It's all they're all basically the same, just one's a little bit bigger.
Well, okay, and we're at a spot to be able to say this is how to get hold of this organization.
Yeah.
And you're at MASCOsweepers.com, I believe.
Yes,
that's
correct.
All right. So thank you very much, David. And I really appreciate taking the time to show us your machine, and it's great to see you at NPE. And we enjoyed the buzz that your sweeper made at the Sweeper Roundup this past year too.
Oh, excellent. Good to hear.
World Sweeping Association.
Yeah, well, we appreciate the time as well. It's nice to have the platform to get a few words out on there. And yes, you can see us at MASCOsweepers.com. We have a hashtag sweep everything, and that'll lead us to some of our Instagram and stuff like that. And we've got a brand new website out, which probably would have been worth looking at. It's new and got some new stuff, but we're going to be building on that, and I hope to see some more stuff there. I got some YouTube videos out of another walk around, a little more extensive. You can check that out too.
Yeah, perfect, because as people can see, or they can't see we can't get on the other side of your sweeper, so
yeah,
you then go online and see a total walk around. That's another thing.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks, Ranger.